reading for, I almost said September, oh my goodness. February the 24th through March the 1st. That's Mercury retrograde. Blame it all on Mars. See, that's the beauty of Mercury retrograde. We can blame everything on that. What happened to you? Mercury in retrograde. Why are you late? Mercury in retrograde. You really insulted me. Sorry, Mercury in retrograde. Oh dear. Anyway, Leo. What wonderful gifts, guidance, blessings, and helpful information can you give Leo for February the 24th through March the 1st? This is a general reading, guys, so take what resonates, leave the rest, and all the other links to everything is below. Check it out. There's tons of links down there. Okay, 3 cards. Oh, there's 1. 2 more cards. Oh, there's 2. 1 more card. Oh, 3. Okay. There is crossover, darling. So check out your sun, moon, and rising. Okay. Now, these are clarifying cards for Leo. Let's see what we have in store for you, Leo, through your clarifying cards. These are clarifying cards for Leo. I have shuffled these for ages off screen. This is for Leo. What wonderful gifts, guidance, blessings, and helpful information can you give Leo through these clarifying cards for February the 24th through March the 1st? Please clarify. Oh, 2. That's so funny. Okay. Please clarify the page. Oh, there it is. And please clarify the 5 of Cups. Okay. All righty then, Leo. Let's see what's in store for you. The first card out for you is the 10 of Wands. The 10 of Wands comes into a reading when you have bitten off more than you can chew. You've said yes instead of saying no, and perhaps this is a time you're being asked to delegate, because sometimes this is like a control thing too. It's like nobody can do it as good as I, so I'm going to do it. But the point is other things fall apart and it's holding you back from advancing. So, you know, it's that thing where, can you do this for me? And you're like, yeah, me, I've dropped things to help somebody else do something and ignored my own responsibilities at time. I really had to kind of take heed of this. And sometimes, you know, you can, if you're self-employed, you can take on too many clients or agree to a deadline that's impossible to because at the time you really believed you could do it in that time, but then you can't. So sometimes this requires you to make a phone call and say, look, I can't do it, you know, and people will sometimes get angry, right? It's almost the antithesis. It's like a people-pleasing card. It's the antithesis of people-pleasing, because you end up really annoying people by not being able to come through where you said you would. Now, clarifying this card, the 10 of Wands, there are 2 cards. There you have the 5 of Swords, right? And the 4 of Cups. So, look, the 5 of Swords is, you know, listen, this is about arguing and it's about being right. So, no matter what cost. And I use this, I was in this today. I was talking about this in Aries. I was posting on social media trying to convince people to believe something I believe. And somebody insulted me, you know, called me names. So I came back in a condescending manner, which is also the Five of Swords. And I said, oh, it's so sad that your intellect and your vocabulary and your intellect is so limited that you have to resort to cursing and name calling. Well, you know, that's condescending. I was right in the Five of Swords. She went there first by insulting me personally, but then I came back with, look, this is about knowing your limitations and leaving and allowing them to be wrong. And actually, on the same thread, I'd got into a debate with somebody else, and you know, this woman had interjected into that. But I said to him, let's respectfully agree to disagree and leave it at that. And I put a peace sign. So that is backing out and allowing them to be wrong. But, you know, then somebody insulted me personally, and, you know, I came back in that condescending manner. So anyway, I say all that to say, resist the urge, because this can kick up people's feelings and get, you know. So you may have the urge to be on the defensive, but this is about accepting your limitations and moving on and apologizing profusely for not being able to carry out, you know, everything you said you would. Now, also here, there is a gift here, because you've got the Four of Cups, and the Four of Cups really is a missed opportunity, right? It's about focusing on what hasn't worked out and not seeing the gift in front of you. So this is being mired in the problem, being really upset at yourself or others for screwing up, whatever it is, it's probably you. And instead of saying, you know what, I need to delegate and I need to move forward, and I've got 3 cups left, what for, you know, you're missing the opportunity, because you're going to be able to go forward and there's a better gift. So do not resist the urge to be defensive in any way or talk condescendingly down to someone like I did. You know, listen, do as I say, not as I do. It really is. I'm just trying to illustrate where I screwed up, right? So resist that urge. Don't be defensive. You don't need to. It's like, admit that you were wrong. And sometimes that's hard, but that's strength. And that will, when you can admit that you're wrong, when somebody really admits that they're wrong, it's kind of admirable. When someone's defensive, it's like, ew, right? So, apologize profusely, say you're right, whatever, back out and allow the other person, even if they've reacted in an inappropriate way, let it go and remove yourself from the situation, because there's something much better and something much more valuable by backing away from this. Now, the next card out for you is the Page of Pentacles. And the Page of Pentacles is an opportunity. Look, I'm really getting that you have to be present here. The Page of Pentacles is like, it's a message coming through. It's an opportunity. It's a gift. So it's about really being in the moment and seeing that and taking advantage of that. Also, look, these are messages. Look, stay tuned for the astrological report, because this will all make sense to you. It'll even more by staying. It's right after this. So stay tuned for that so you can see what's going on in the celestial sky this week that is causing all this, right? So the Page of Pentacles, look, pages are messengers, but they're also indicators that you're ready to move on to the next phase of your life. So I feel that you really need to move forward. So you've got to drop some of the baggage in order to move forward. Now, clarifying the Page of Pentacles is the Temperance card. And the Temperance card is about balance, right? And it's all, look, the mantra for the Temperance card is everything in moderation. So that's everything. That's the good stuff too. Everything. don't forget to make time for you, to make time for your loved ones. Don't overdrink, don't overeat, don't argue too much, don't take on too many responsibilities. Everything in moderation. Just remember that all week. Whenever you have that urge to take the second piece of cake or accept a new client, everything in moderation. Maybe, don't know your limitations is what I'm saying. It's like, don't say no to a new client if you can be really honest with your limitations and say, look, I can take you on, but it's going to take me a bit extra time to get this to you. Be realistic, right? Be very realistic and very honest with yourself. And remember, everything in moderation. Now, the next card out is the Five of Wands. And the Five of Wands has shown up in a couple of cards. And this is, so fives are about change, right? And the Five of Wands is about everyone talking and no one hearing each other. Spirit is here. My nose is going 10 to the dozen. So when the Five of Wands comes in, it's saying, look, this is the kind of stuff you just don't feel like dealing with. You want to sweep it under the carpet. It's like, oh, I can't be bothered. As they say in England, I can't be asked, right? But this is important to handle it, and there's a reward through this. Now, the reward could be that the hierarchy is going to recognize your conflict resolution skills or your problem-solving skills, and this isn't about being the leader can be about being a leader. It's not about being the boss. It's not about being dogmatic. It's not about putting rules down. It's about suggesting or creating or facilitating a platform where everyone can be heard, including yourself. And so, you can come up with creative and diplomatic ways to get everyone to hear each other. And by doing that, you will, at the very least, gain respect from the others and a deeper understanding and more meaningful connection with these people and become a real cohesive team. That's the very least. And on the other end, you could get a raise, a promotion, accolades from higher up. You get noticed. There's always a reward from handling the Five of Wands. So it's really important to do that. And clarifying the Five of Wands is the Chariot. And the Chariot is all about a difficult journey ending in triumph. So, I feel that this has been a difficult time, Leo. And you're coming to the end of it because the Chariot indicates that you have been laser focused and you have come through difficult moments and you have been present for those moments, and everything's going to end triumphantly. This card is like everything's going to be okay in the end. And if it's not okay, it's not the end. I will say this, though, that with the Chariot, right, it's fast energy and it's like laser focused and opposing forces and energy, balancing the team and all these energies and coming through it triumphantly, right? And the only thing I will say about this is keep on going, keep the momentum going. Don't sit back and say, oh, very good me. I'm going to sit on the couch and eat bonbons and say, well, you've done very good. Which, you kind of want to after a difficult journey, right? You're like, oh, let me put my feet up, watch the telly and eat bonbons for a bit, right? But this is saying, no, you're gaining momentum. So keep going. Just keep moving forward because things are going to improve exponentially. So, Cancer, thank you so much for tuning in. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, and if you haven't already, please subscribe and stay tuned for the astrology report coming up next. Mwah! I love you all. And I'll see you on the other side. Hello, and thank you so much for staying tuned for the astrological report to see what's happening in the celestial sky this week. That is the week of February the 24th through March the 1st. And we start on Monday, February the 24th. The Sun is sextile Mars at 9:06 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So that will be the next day in Europe, or earlier in the evening on the West Coast. So now this will increase your energy, this transit. It's a perfect time to kind of tackle any projects that you've kind of left on the shelf, and this is a really good time to kind of get that done. And also you'll have the stamina to see it through to completion. So this is a wonderful energy to take advantage of. Now, February the 25th, the Sun is conjunct Mercury at 12:59 a.m. So it'll be the day before on the West Coast, but it's on Monday in New York and in Europe. Now, this is a lively, chatty time, right? The Sun is energizing, so it's going to kind of energize your communication, because Mercury is about communication, the intellect, and siblings and local travel. So your speech pattern may be faster than normal. You may be a little more chatty, but still be careful, because remember that Mercury is in retrograde. So things that you say may be misinterpreted or misconstrued. So be very thoughtful before you say something, even though it's kind of very that kind of thing, you know. I kind of get that. I talk very fast, and sometimes my thought process is so fast I can't get it out of my mouth. So sometimes it can have you like that. So it's but it's energizing, it's fun, it's engaging. So it's definitely a way of making connections and perhaps posting something on social media. So also be very careful about what you post on social media during this time. Now, on Friday, the 27th, Venus is square Pluto at 5:06 p.m. Now, this can be a very stressful aspect for relationships, because it's about power and it's about control. Ultimatums are likely during this time. And listen, resist the urge to manipulate, because that's going to be front and foremost. It's about manipulation, because you want the power over the relationship. So it's about spying. Don't look in emails. Don't look at things that you don't want to find. You know, we always find things if we're looking for it. So don't resist that urge. Let them have their privacy. And look, if it's meant to be, they'll be there. Listen, strong relationships will weather this transit. But relationships that are on thin ice could break up during this time, and you could feel that very heavy pain. It's a very deep and heavy pain. But as I say, resist the urge to spy on your partner, because it'll probably backfire if you do that. You're not going to gain anything from it, except perhaps pain. Now, also on the same day, although the next day, if you're in Europe, this is Friday, Mercury is sextile Uranus at 10:14 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So it's the next day in Europe. Now, this transit really quickens your mind, right? Because Mercury is the planet of intellect, and then Uranus is the higher octave of that. So it quickens things. So your mind works very fast, you know, sudden, incredible, innovative ideas may come to you. So have a pen and paper and write these things down. There may be a gem in there. Now, have you ever had that kind of thing where you think of someone that you haven't seen for years, and then all of a sudden they pop up? You either get a message, or you get a phone call, or you bump into them. That's what this transit fosters. It fosters psychic ability and intuition, and things like that come up out of the blue. So you may come across some surprising news, perhaps when you're, surfing through the internet, and also very vivid dreams at this time. So pay attention to your dreams, because you could receive psychic messages in your dreams. So write them down when you wake up, because they may be really informative to you later. So guys, that is the astrological report for the week. Thank you so much. I'd just like to mention a couple of things. This is a viewers supported channel, and you can support this channel by either becoming a member. I now have a membership available. Just press the join button and there are some perks in there. Check them out. There are 2 levels of membership. I'm going to do videos only for members, and all kinds of perks and things that I'm planning to do. Also, I have a Patreon page, and I'd like to really thank my patrons that I have. They really help me out. So thank you so much. And you can check out my Patreon page. You can click on this link. It'll take you to my Patreon page, and it shows you things that I post there that I don't post anywhere else. I also have a Facebook group, guys, and twice a month I do a live feed within that Facebook group. I'm planning to do those live feeds just for members only in my membership section. It's in the community tab, and the community tab, we can hang out there and talk and message, and I put special posts, behind the scene posts there for memberships. Anyway, that's my sales pitch, darling. I just want to thank you all for tuning in, and of course, more than anything, I am available for readings. So check out my website. The links will be below in the show more section, and you can see what kind of services I offer. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, and if you haven't already, please subscribe. Mwah! I love you all, and I'll see you next week.